Hello, this is the third episode in a series of videos I'm making about Eileen Strong and her YouTube channel. I've already made 2 episodes. If you've missed either of those, I'll put links to those videos at the end of this video. This particular episode, though, concerns the way Eileen Strong likes to manipulate her public image by deleting her live stream videos on her channel. As I'm going to present, she deletes many of her live streams. At one point she deleted her entire back catalogue, as I'll come on to. But she does regularly delete many of her live streams. And my contention, as I'm going to explain, is that the reason she deletes so much of her content is because she wants to hide the evidence of what really goes on her channel, the behaviour of herself and the people, the regulars and the moderators on her channel. She wants to hide it from the public record. She wants people not to be able to see it. It's very often the case is when she does a video where she's behaved really badly, she'll often delete that video straight away. That's been the case for a long time. Anyway, I'm going to come on to talking about some statistics about this, but first I'm going to give some general background and context about Eileen Strong's channel and about her live streaming activity, just so you can understand some of the figures that I'm going to come on to, put them in context better. So Eileen started her channel in August last year, August 2019. It was effectively an offshoot, I understand, of Paranormal Simon's channel. A lot of the membership has continued to overlap. A lot of the moderators have continued to overlap. Eileen has herself numerous times described her channel as being a, quote, joint channel of G.S. Simon, although I've never heard him use that term. Now, since Eileen started doing her live stream broadcasts in August last year, she tends to broadcast every single day of the week, with rare exceptions, perhaps when maybe she's not feeling particularly well, but normally she live streams every day of the week, and that has been the case since August until now, which is, we're talking February, so we're now in mid-February. So the months of August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Now, up until around November time, or December time, Eileen typically did 2 live streams a day. Since then, she normally does 1 live stream a day. But up until around November time, or December time, she was typically doing 2 live streams every day. Every day of the week. Except for on a weekend evening when G.S. Simon would do his live stream, she wouldn't live stream during that. That's an understanding that they had. So typically, Eileen could do as many as 13 live streams a week. Would not be unusual during a certain time. Certainly around August, September, October, that was quite normal. It changed around November, December time, and she now does maybe typically 1 live stream only a day, but every single day of the week is the norm. There are, as I say, there are some exceptions to that when she's maybe not very well, but normally she's live every day. Now, in terms of I've talked about the frequency of her live streams, but now I'll talk about the length of her live streams. So her live stream broadcasts on YouTube, they can typically last anywhere between maybe 50 minutes, maybe, or they can go all the way up to several hours. It varies. Typically, I'd say that her live streams go on for maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours would be quite normal. Sometimes they can go on for a lot longer. For example, a week or so ago, one of her live streams lasted more than 6 hours. And during the course of that day, she actually broadcast twice, and over the course of about 12 hours, she must have broadcast for about 8 hours in total. So it does vary. But her live streams are usually about 2.5 hours long. That's not unusual at all. Just so you get an idea of the amount of her output. So Eileen's output is almost exclusively live stream broadcasts, no pre-recorded content. And she not so much now, but she used to refer to herself as a review channel. Certainly up to around November, December time, that's how she called herself. I think now she refers herself more to as a chit-chat channel. Now, regardless of whether she's regarded herself as a review channel in inverted commas or as a chit-chat channel, the common denominator is that they regularly get round to making nasty comments about people. That's very typical. They like to basically victimise people, abuse them, etc. Now, in August, September time, the main focus of her videos was Mark Smith of PXTV. That's more from the period when she considered it more of a review channel. Just to say, as an aside, I was a member of Eileen's channel for a few weeks around September, October time last year, and since then I've continued to monitor her channel because I've either been affected by stuff that goes on that channel or I've been involved in another channel that I had a feud with. So I've got a very good understanding of what goes on Eileen's channel, and that's been the case for many months. Just to add that in there. So the main focus, as I say, in the earlier days of her channel's existence was about Mark Smith at PXTV. When Mark Smith was having these daily soap operas with his ex, Eileen Strong was all over that and was heavily involved with that and was even personally involved with his ex during a certain period. So she was all over that soap opera that was Mark Smith's personal life at that point. Most of the reviews that she did of Mark Smith don't usually relate to his actual investigations, but they relate to either his personal life or issues relating to his channel and the way he generally operates, rather than actually particular investigations that he does. As a general rule, that's been the case. But around September time, Mark Smith had a hiatus. He wasn't on YouTube, he wasn't doing his live investigations anymore, he wasn't even on social media. He had a very quiet period for a couple of weeks. And so as a result of that, Eileen Strong and her cronies, her thugs on her channel, needed to choose and find other targets for their venom. Because that's their way they operate. So they found new targets and victims in people who had been on their channel but had either been banned or had been left or they'd fallen out with. So around September, October, that's the way things developed. And so many people had got disaffected with Eileen Strong and her channel, or become disenchanted about it and have grievances about the way they'd been treated or had been banned from their channel, etc. So many of them existed that they managed to coalesce and basically create a new channel in the form of Nicky New Jones's channel. That was around maybe mid-October onwards. So you had a whole offshoot channel in effect that had been created solely out of people who had grievances about the way they'd been treated by Eileen Strong and by people on her channel who ran her channel, the moderators on her channel. And over the course of October and November, there was a kind of feuding between those two channels. I was very aware of what was going on at that period because I was a member of Nicky New's channel. I was a regular there, and for a period of a few weeks, I was a moderator there. So I have a very good understanding about what was all that was all about. I left that channel at the end of November. So around October, November, a lot of the output that Eileen Strong was doing was relating to that whole situation. That has since died. The issue between those two channels since November has completely died down. The relationship between those channels is a lot more peaceful. They tend to get on with their own thing. Since then, Eileen's channel has become much more of a chit-chat channel, and more recently, during the month of February, she's been involved in this huge drama that's involved GS Paranormal, along with herself and her own channel, and Mark Smith of PXTV and Ghost of Britain. That whole drama's been going on for a couple of weeks now. She's been highly involved in that. So that just gives you a general picture of what stuff that she's been involved with over that whole period of months. Now, I want to give some stats now. I've already explained about how common she does live streams for. I've explained how long they last. So now I want to give some stats about how many of the videos on her channel have been deleted ever since she started doing her live streams, and how many or how few are available to view there still. So I'll go through the stats and then I'll talk a bit further. So for when she started in August last year, as I said, August 2019. All of the videos Eileen Strong deleted. September 2019, all the videos have been deleted. October 2019, same story. All the live stream videos that Eileen Strong did, she deleted them all. November, she deleted them all again, except for 3 that are currently viewable, all from the very end of November. So she deleted them all apart from 3. December 2019, there's 16 videos that I counted that are currently viewable on her channel. So it's probably roughly half of her output on December is still viewable, and therefore roughly half she deleted. Going on to this year, 2020, for the month of January, she deleted all of her videos for the month of January, or removed them from public view, except for 4 only. 4. And for the month of February, these stats are up to date as of the 16th of Feb. There's currently 15 videos available to see, for the public to see on her channel of her live streams. So actually, 15, given it's the 16th of Feb, sounds like a lot. It's virtually all of them. It is certainly most of them. It's the vast majority of them. She has deleted some. The reason why there's so many there, I would contend, is because she's been involved so highly in all of those videos, or most of those videos, to do with the drama that's been going on in Mark Smith and Joseph Britton. She hasn't deleted them. She's left them up because a lot of them are getting a lot of views. And because she got name checked by Joseph Britton and PXTV earlier this month, her subscription rate went right up, and in the space of about a week, just a week, she got about 20% more subscribers. Eileen's very conscious of her viewers and her subscriber rate because she wants to get off using a live stream application she uses called Streamlabs, so that once she gets to 1,000 subs she doesn't have to use it anymore. Only the other week Eileen publicly stated that she wouldn't delete a particular video because it was getting a lot of views. So she's getting a lot of views on those videos, and that's why she hasn't deleted hardly any of them. She has deleted some of them. The general picture is that Eileen will immediately delete any video where she knows she looks really bad. She'll immediately delete it. That's always been the case. The other thing to say is that something that's been occurring. There's 2 developments that have been occurring in relation to her channels, in her video archive during the course of this year so far. There's 2 developments that I've noticed. One is that she often sets her videos to be, once the video live stream has ended, quite soon afterwards they're set to private only. And then either they'll get deleted, or they then might get reactivated to being publicly viewable within 2 or 3 days later. I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is or what's going on. I think that the things are getting set to private perhaps straight away so that the video can't immediately be seen, and then maybe she reviews it or reviews certain stuff on it, and then she decides whether to either completely hide it from public view or whether she lets it go back on. I don't exactly know. That's my suspicions. The second development I've noticed that's been going on since around New Year time, maybe Christmas time, is that on the software that she uses, Streamlabs, she's changed her settings so that when she's doing her live stream broadcast, the viewer can only see the live stream as at the point they go onto it. They can't rewind back. So if they come in part way through, they can't rewind back and restart it or go back to a certain point. She has her settings done in such a way on Streamlabs where it's impossible for the viewer to do that. Now, I've seen other people who do live streams using Streamlabs, and I've never seen that by anyone. So I think it must be a deliberate decision for Eileen to choose to start to do that, because it never used to be the case that she used to do that. And I think the reasoning is, again, the reason she does it is to hide the evidence of what's going on. So if something's been said on her channel, either by her or by our moderators or our members, and that gets fed to someone else outside, and then they get referred to the video while it's still going live, and they want to go and see it, if they go onto the video, the live stream, they can't. It's impossible for them to rewind it to find what's been said about them. I think that's why she does it. That's my view. Why would she stop people from rewinding the live stream? I don't understand. Why would you do that? It's clearly a deliberate decision. I did once ask her about why she did it, and she didn't give an explanation. Now, in terms of explanations, Eileen Strong has given spurious reasons in the past as to why she deleted so much content. And in a live stream video I did at the end of November, I addressed this issue about the reason about her deleting lots of videos and the spurious reasons that she gave, and I addressed that. So at the end of this part of the video, I'm going to play an excerpt of about 10 minutes length from a live stream that I did at the end of November, and I talk about the deletion activity that Eileen was doing to her live stream video archive, and addressing the spurious reasons that Eileen gave for doing that. Now, in terms of all the deletions that occurred around autumn time last year, these got deleted in one big purge that Eileen did in around the second week of November. On one day, she deleted all of her live streams from the entirety of early November and for the entirety of October. She just deleted them in one fell swoop. Gone from the public record. A couple of days later, she then deleted everything going right back to the start. So all the videos she'd done in August and September, she deleted the entire lot. So in the space of a couple of days in early November, Eileen chose to delete her entire live stream archive in basically one go. It all went. And as I said in the stats earlier, there's only 3 videos remaining from November, and they're from the very end of that month. So you can't see any of her live streams from the months of August last year, September last year, October last year, and November last year. They're all gone, except for 3 at the very end of November. Now, it's notable that only a couple of videos stayed up prior to the very end of November, when she did that purge. They were all pre-recorded videos that she'd done, fairly short pre-recorded videos, statement type videos, where she was addressing particular issues, and they were all about addressing her image of her and her channel. She talks in a very reasoned tone, and it's all about so it just goes to demonstrate the reason why she deleted that entire archive at that point, but left just those few videos remaining, which were from the same time period, is because she completely wanted to whitewash and manipulate people's public perception and image of her that was available from her channel, from her past history. She completely, the intent was to manipulate the image of what she was putting out. But unfortunately for Eileen, she might delete lots of her videos, but it doesn't mean that other people don't have recordings of her videos, because they do. And this video is basically a precursor to some other videos that I'm going to do in this series in the coming days and weeks, where I start to actually address particular things that have gone on that channel, that have been done by Eileen Strong and people connected with her on that channel, and showing evidence of what's actually occurred. Stuff that you cannot get on her channel because she deleted it, and my contention is that, as I say, she deliberately deletes it, and on an ongoing basis she deletes lots of stuff or hides it from public view because she doesn't want people to see what's really going on. And as I said earlier, the videos, live streams when Eileen behaves really badly, and she knows she's behaved really badly, she'll immediately delete those videos or set those to private, and they'll never see the light of day again. And that's been the case, always been the case, always. Those videos you won't see. If they're not being recorded whilst it was happening by someone else, you'll never see them. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play an excerpt of a live stream I did in November, and I talk about Eileen's deletion activity, and I address directly spurious reasons that Eileen gave for why she deleted them. So that's going to be the next part of this video, and then that'll be the rest of this video completed until the next video. So I'll see you then. I've had videos about it. Some of the behaviour that I've been on the receiving end of from Eileen Strong's channel has been disgusting, and it would constitute criminal harassment because of the nature of it, such as threats of violence. Yes, threats of violence. Again, Eileen Strong was trying to deny it in her stream earlier tonight, but yes, threats of violence, and I do have evidence of it, because Eileen, you can delete as many videos as you like. You can delete 500 plus hours of videos on your channel, but that doesn't mean that we don't have evidence of what's gone on. You said earlier today, I gather, that one of the reasons you delete your videos is because it takes up space on your phone. Well, that doesn't make any logical sense to me, because surely if the video's on YouTube, it's only taking up space on the cloud that YouTube own of where your videos are stored. Surely it doesn't take up any space on your own phone. And as you live broadcast and don't create the video and then put it up, I don't understand how any of those videos could come under the context of being taking up space on your phone. So if that's the reason you delete your videos, I'm afraid it doesn't stand up. Another reason you give to why you delete your videos is that you claim you delete them because you don't want people to twist what's been said on your videos, either by you or by people in your chat. That makes no logical sense, Eileen. Because if you didn't want people to twist what's been said or written on your live streams, you would allow your live stream to persist as a permanent record, because it is the primary source. If you don't want something to be twisted, the best thing to do is allow the primary source to stand. Whoever I just blocked, no, I don't need a thesaurus to speak. I'm speaking completely impromptu. I'm sorry if that offends your intelligence. So, Eileen, to delete your videos means that the primary source is gone. It aids people to twist what's been said, because there's no record to go for people generally go back to check what was and what was not said or written in your live streams. So your claim that you delete them, and you've been deleting a whole lot, including you deleted your entire archive of about 500 plus hours, which is in course your... Oh, I want to come back to this, Dan Friedman, in a moment, so I'm not going to delete it. Yes, so Eileen, your rationale. Oh dear, that must have been from my thesaurus. Yeah, that rationale that you delete your videos to stop twisting is illogical. If you want to stop anyone twisting what you've said or what anyone says in your chat, the best thing to do is allow the archive to stay there as a primary source. As I say, the best thing to do is leave your videos up. Doesn't take any space up on your phone. That's a very poor excuse. I know sometimes there's instances where your face is shown slightly and you delete them because of that. Sometimes that's true. I accept that. Although we know that you know how to edit a video, because remember you had that copyright strike against that fireworks video. Well, you managed to edit out some of that. So why can't you sometimes edit out 4 seconds when your face might get shown accidentally, and then you could keep the video and not delete it? Just a suggestion. Because you do know technically how to do it, you must do. I think it was the video that the Mormons copyright striked you for, or tried to. And as I say, best thing to do, leave your videos up, and then you can direct people back to the primary source. People can go back to your you can't even spell racist, and you can't spell you either. Best to shut up, Dan. You're digging yourself into a hole. Oh, and yes, and Dan Freeman's. Oh, it's Helen McIntosh. So Eileen, these people who are coming in from your channel when they're not supposed to be talking are showing your channel up, aren't they? Especially one of your moderators. It's quite true that quite a few of your moderators show your channel up, Eileen, and yourself. But do you take any action against them? No, you don't. Helen, if you were listening earlier, Eileen, are you telling me not to talk? Eileen, you talk about 30 plus hours a week on to the world or broadcasting. Oh, you're not talking to me. Do you want to have a little conflab with Helen? No, you don't want to conflab with Helen.